Hi, welcome to Bet Safe with Alan McInally, Sky Sports Soccer Saturday pundit, and with me, of course, as ever, Paul Dickov, ex-Arsenal and Manchester City. This is week 35, our Premier League preview of week 35. Hopefully we'll be bringing you our best industry prices on my treble and Paul's treble, of which incidentally he's only done it again. And remember, if you're a new customer, you put £10 in account, you'll get £20 from BetSafe absolutely free. BetSafe are the official betting partner of Manchester City. Now this is Thursday afternoon and we don't know what's going to happen just as yet against Manchester City and Manchester United. So fingers crossed for both of them. What's the score going to be?
Oh, City win all day long.
City win.
All
Remember,
day long.
We've already covered, we've everything on BetSafe covering this huge Manchester derby, and hopefully you've been watching it and you've got your own ideas on how the game will go tonight. This is the Premier League preview for week 35. We're looking forward to the games at the weekend. First things first, Hull, Bournemouth and Swansea, 71, 15-2 actually. You've only gone and done it again.
I'm the man.
Seriously, you've only gone and done it again.
You backed against Swansea as well, I think, I remember.
Yeah, no, I did. Listen, I'm not taking this off until I get a treble right. This beard is out of control as much as my trebles
are. It'll be like Father Christmas for the time that happens.
Listen, you're brilliant, and I hope you listen to Paul, because picking up more money for your sportsbook wallet on BetSafe. Okay, let's look forward to the weekend's games. I've gone for Spurs, Sunderland and Palace. You've gone for Southampton, Spurs and Palace. First game, Southampton against Hull. You think Southampton will win?
Yeah, just look, Hull at home have been absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
You know, since the new managers came in, to even still be within having a shout of staying up.
Yeah.
For me, their away form is just horrendous. I think the last 15 games have lost 14, drawn 1.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? How is that, Paul, then? I mean, we know what it's like. Home advantage is obviously, there is something there, but for them to be so poor away from home, I don't understand
it. I think we touched on it last week, and it's that mentality, isn't it? You know, and the more people talk about it, the more it gets into your head.
Yeah.
The home games, they probably think that they're going to beat everybody, regardless of who it is at home.
Yeah. Well, they went down to 10 men on Saturday and still won the game.
A fantastic result. But away from home, they just can't. 15 away games without a win.
That's it. I mean, we've got a couple of stats in front of us, as we always do. Incidentally, let's give you the odds now. Southampton 7-10, odds on. The draw 14-5. Hull massive 9-2. Hull are. It's a huge price. Snodgrass is still the top goal scorer with 7, who left to go to West Ham in January.
That tells a story in itself, doesn't it? You know, I mean, you're losing one of your best players, and to be fair, Hull have picked up a lot of results since then.
Yeah.
But you need somebody to stand up and start scoring goals.
Absolutely. Well, Southampton 7-10 is the first one of Paul's. Stoke against West Ham. None of us has gone for any of these. Stoke, they just cannot win. I mean, they just simply. I'm amazed at Stoke how poor they've been in this part of the season.
Yeah, I heard Shay Given speak the other day there, and he was saying that if they can get a couple of more wins, they'll be reasonably happy with the season. I don't believe that for a minute. You know, they finished well last year, finished high up, and I think if they're being honest with themselves, they'll be hugely disappointed with this year. I think Stoke would have thought they would have been up in and around where Everton are this year.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. And with the players,
certainly the West. I think Everton have done well, but certainly where West Brom got really early on, and then they've also
top 8. Top 8 they'll be aiming for, and be in the bottom half of the table at the minute. I don't think it's good enough. And well, it's a huge game for West Ham. I know they've got a little bit. Is it 7 points? Clear at the minute as we speak, and it's a big one for them because they don't want to get sucked back into it again.
Absolutely no. Stoke 23-20 odds against. That shows you what Paul and I are talking about. Not really at home. You'd have thought they'd been odds on. 12-5 the draw. West Ham 5-2. If you think the Hammers can go there and pick up a result, 5-2 is a decent price. Sunderland against Bournemouth. I've gone for Sunderland because I know we've dissed them.
You're wanting to grow that beer, didn't you?
I know. I told you. Listen, don't listen to my trebles. I just think surely they're going to win. Bournemouth, I think, are safe. I think they've done enough.
Yeah.
Well, last weekend, Bournemouth won, Swansea won, Hull won, Palace won.
Yeah.
All but big, massive games for them. And I think it probably just puts enough pressure now on Swansea, and presumably Hull still, that Bournemouth are going to be all right, and they can. You know, the Black Cats can maybe get a result. Am I pushing the boat out too far?
No, look, I think Sunderland's been my banker, as in backing against them the last few weeks.
Actually,
I just feel what Bournemouth can go up there and score goals. The onus is on Sunderland to go and win the game, which I think will play into Bournemouth hands. But as you rightly said, Sunderland have got to start picking up wins sooner rather than later.
I'm delighted you said that, because they've failed to score in 6 away games, Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth at home, I think we say it all the time, that you back them all day long and you fancy them, but away from home they've been really poor.
I'm really relying on David saying, look, we all know we're down, bless you.
Yeah.
There's a reality about it. They can maybe play with a little bit more freedom. They are playing against a team that they may have expected to beat during the season at the best of times, and hopefully Jermaine Defoe grabs another goal. He's got 14.
14, fantastic. You know, he got 16 last year in a team that nearly got relegated, and a team that's struggling all season to have 14 goals. They would have been down and out by Christmas if it wasn't for his goals.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm pushing about a bit here. Sunderland have gone for 9-5, huge price, almost 2s at home, 12-5 the draw. Bournemouth 3-2, favourites, odds against, but favourites to win the game. Under 2.5 goals, 5-4. I think Sunderland will win this. I genuinely do.
I hope they do.
Well, I hope they do for the second one in my treble. West Brom against Leicester.
Kept well away from this one.
Listen, even when I saw the fixture, I was like, oh.
Yeah, you know, both teams. West Brom have done great, but last few weeks, you know, that looks as if they've put their feet up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
And their home form up until a few weeks ago was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Leicester went in that great run, 5 wins in a row, which has got them safe as well, out of the Champions League. So it's got an end of the season feel about it
a little bit.
Me, and how much are they going to be bothered? I don't know.
West Brom 3-2, the draw 12-5. I think maybe a standout bet, to be honest, for the draw. Leicester 11-6. If you think West Brom will win it because of home advantage, and both teams to score, 11-3 I thought is a good price on BetSafe. Palace, Burnley, you've gone for Palace.
Yeah, just very similar to Hull. You know, Burnley.
What's the result they had incidentally against Liverpool?
Liverpool, you look at the last few games they've had. You know, over the last few weeks, beating Arsenal, beating Chelsea, beating Liverpool.
It's incredible.
Just unbelievable from Big Sam again. You know, and
he's done it again, hasn't he?
Defensively they're sound, but you know, Benteke, Zaha, Andros Townsend are on absolute fire at the minute.
I tell you who was really good, the defence was really good at Liverpool. The full-backs were absolutely fantastic.
Yep. And that was without Sacco as well, who's been brilliant for them. But Liverpool wish they kept him now.
We really, because you got your treble up, we should really have some kind of handshake thing that Benteke and Sacco.
Nah, if me and you start doing that, I'm quitting, mate. It's all over, trust me.
Exactly. Palace 5-6 odds on the draw, 13-5. Burnley 11-3. Burnley just do not score any goals away from home, really. Never mind winning any games away, do they?
They can't, and it's amazing, really. You know, won 10 at home.
Yeah.
And not won away yet all year, and that's why I'm going with Palace.
I like it, I really do. Palace to win by 2 goals or more, 21-10 might be the way to go, as Big Sam obviously tries to keep Palace in the division. I think they've just done enough now. The other day when they won, I think they jumped like 4 places or something and ended up in 12th place. Manchester United versus Swansea.
Look, you would say United with the run they've been on for a long time, all day long, but these are the games I've struggled with at home.
Yeah, they have.
You know, a lot of the times missing chances. Obviously no Ibrahimovic, Rojo out, both out for the season. Yeah, I know, you don't...
Toughy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I know Pogba is going to miss the derby as well, so
right.
And he's already out, Smalling and Jones as well, so it's going to be a tough one for United, especially after Swansea winning last week, but at Old Trafford you would expect United to win quite comfortably.
Martial's come up and taken a bit of stick, played really well, got the first goal. Rooney came in, scored, did really well. I'm presuming they both start. Have they got a point to prove before the end of the season?
Yeah, I think they have, and as much as, you know, all the derby stuff we've done on BetSafe leading up to the big game, I would much rather face Ibrahimovic, as brilliant as he's been, than I would Rashford at the minute.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's electric pace. Him and Martial could be the difference for Man United finishing that top 4, I think.
Absolutely, and they are pushing for it big time now, with Liverpool obviously losing last weekend to Crystal Palace. Man U heavy odds on, 1-3. Still not too bad for doubles and trebles, having said that. 41-10 the draw. Swansea a massive 10-1. And remember, if you want a first goal scorer in the match, then go to betsafe.com for our BetSafe boost prices on our first goal scorer market. Everton versus Chelsea. I didn't get near this either.
No, I don't. Everton's home form's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Good result for Chelsea Monday, because the pressure was on them. They beat Southampton 4-2.
Yeah, it was, but you know, I think Lukaku could cause them all sorts of problems. I thought defensively, where Chelsea have been brilliant all season against Southampton, especially in set pieces, which is unlike them, struggled. but it's a tough one. Look, this is Chelsea's toughest game they're running that they've got left. So if they can go there and get a result, it piles the pressure back on everybody else again.
They weren't particularly brilliant against West Ham, Everton, was it? We finished 0-0.
0-0, yeah, and it was poor, but their home form's completely different.
Yeah.
You know.
And also with the visitors being Chelsea, the whole dynamics change.
Of course
for
it
this
does.
game round, with the great respect to West Ham.
And the crowd, the Goodison crowd are fantastic when all the big teams go there. You know, and I think it's important Everton don't concede early doors and start putting a bit of pressure on Chelsea as well.
29-10, almost 3-1 Everton, which is an absolute bumper price on BetSafe. 13-5 the draw. Chelsea even money. Also, if you're a blue, you'll probably think even money's a big price. First goal scorer, remember, head to betsafe.com for our first goal scorer markets. And if you think Chelsea are winning both teams to score, 27-10. Thought it was a decent price. Middlesbrough versus Manchester City.
Look, I'm going to go City all day long, not just because
I'm going to go for City to absolutely score 5 or 6 goals if they really want it.
Yep, I do, and I think Middlesbrough are down. You know, the results over the last few weeks have been terrible. They've changed the manager.
Topsy-turvy season for Middlesbrough, you know, with the manager Karanka and the whole thing. They always just seem to be swimming upriver the whole season.
They do, but they can't score goals.
No.
You know, and it's a huge problem for them. And look, Man City, we all know what they've got going forward.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think every game for Man City going into the tail end of the season is must win to get that top 4 space as well.
Middlesbrough 10-1, they're a big price. 41-10 the draw. Same as Manchester United, 1-3 City are. City to win 2-0, 13-10 odds against, I think is a pretty good price as well. 1 to go, Spurs against Arsenal. Spurs just simply have to win to keep the pressure.
Yeah, they do, and it's a huge game. Look, Arsenal, massive boost getting that result against Man City last week. You know, FA Cup final.
Absolutely incredible.
Fair play to them. Disappointed a little bit in Man City because I thought Arsenal were there for the taking as well.
Definitely, but I tell you what I was more disappointed with. I thought City looked tired towards the end of the game and Arsenal seemed to just have a bit more staying power.
Yeah, they did. They looked, I'm not saying Arsenal looked fitter, they looked a little bit more as if they had more energy about them, a bit more pace about them.
That's fair.
I thought the subs, Welbeck coming on with a bit of pace as well. Aguero going off with a little injury, and Silva, especially first half, I thought was a huge turning point in the game. But Arsenal going to Spurs, and obviously being an ex-Arsenal man, I pain it to say it, I've put Spurs in my treble because I just think Spurs have been magnificent recently.
Well, they have. I mean, they're a great price as well. Spurs even money. The draw 27-10. Arsenal 11-4. I don't think there'll be many people are not expecting Spurs to win the game for the way they've started some of the games. By half time, the games have been over.
They've been 2 and 3 up, haven't they?
Well, I'm presuming North London derby. It's not going to be the same, is it?
No, and it'd be interesting. You know, Arsene, he's reverted to playing 3 at the back. And to be, when he first done it, and I really questioned the decision. We spoke about it last week against City. We thought City would destroy them, but
absolutely,
they've went and won both their games that he's played that system with. Be interesting what Spurs do because they can play with 3 at the back. Do they go and match them up, thinking that they've got better players than them all over the pitch? So it'll be intriguing to see what they do.
Well, okay, let's say we're in charge of Arsenal. Where's the real danger from Spurs coming? Down the flanks.
Down the flanks.
Which means if we are playing 3 at the back, these boys that are playing in wing backs, they better be quick and they better get back in as well.
Yeah, I just think
you can't be dreaming playing with 3 at the back.
No, I think Pochettino will go 3 at the back and go, do you know what, my wing backs are better than yours. And let's match them up and see where it takes us.
Great point. Spurs even money. Draw 27-10, Arsenal 11-4. So Paul's treble, Southampton, Spurs and Palace around 6-1, and my treble, Spurs, Arsenal and Palace to win as well, all at 10-1. Good luck with all your bets. What's that, Sunderland? Sorry, Spurs, Sunderland. Start again.
You can't take Spurs and Arsenal, mate.
I know,
come on.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I was getting mixed up. I was trying, sure I can, because I never get the treble up nowadays. It's you that always gets it. Spurs, Sunderland and Palace, 10-1, McInally. Dickov, Southampton, Spurs and Palace. Maybe you should listen to him a little bit more. 6-1. And don't forget, that was of course Premier League 35 preview. Good luck with all your bets of the weekend. And don't forget to catch Paul and I for our Champions League semi-final preview. Hopefully putting you in the right direction, in the right betting direction that is, with all our boosted prices on the Champions League for Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. And of course, Monaco against Juve. I'm sure you've got your own ideas of it this weekend. Remember, keep it here with BetSafe. Best prices. You've got to be in it to win it.